Hello witches and wizards and welcome to today's video. So today we are going to be talking about how accurate Hogwarts Legacy got the Avada Kedavra spell. For a little bit of history, the roots of the Avada Kedavra spell are actually Aramaic and it derives from abracadabra, which a lot of people probably already thought this when they first heard Avada Kedavra. What it actually means is let the thing be destroyed. So in the case of Avada Kedavra, it would be the person you're casting it at that is being destroyed. So nobody actually knows who invented Avada Kedavra, but we do know that it was invented in the Middle Ages. So during the Middle Ages, there was a lot of disease, there was a lot of illness, there was a lot of viruses, and it is theorized that this spell was created to put a stop to that, thus the let the thing be destroyed. But then certain wizards realized the extent to which they could use this spell and started using it for, killing, basically. And believe it or not, this spell wasn't outlawed until 1717. Along with the Cruciatus Curse and the Imperius Curse, witches and wizards were just knocking about using these spells whenever they wanted. But then in 1717, the Wizards' Council was reformed into the Ministry of Magic that we know today, and they placed tighter restrictions on certain kinds of magic. So obviously these three curses became the unforgivable curses, and even a single use of any one of them can get you locked up. Out of the three unforgivable curses, I reckon that Avada Kedavra is probably the kindest one, to be honest with you. When you look at Crucio, it is the most excruciating pain that you can imagine, and people who have had the Cruciatus Curse cast at them have had lasting effects, like, for instance, Neville Longbottom's parents, who were never the same again after being cursed with it. And it's a really sad story, and it's supposed to be a pain worse than death. So, and then with the Imperius Curse, somebody's putting you under their control, they're getting you to do whatever they want for as long as they want, and that sounds pretty awful to me as well, whereas Avada Kedavra is a quick death. And so for that reason, I think it's probably the kindest of the unforgivable curses. Because the thing is, if you're going to use one of the other two, you're probably going to kill the person afterwards anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's my opinion anyway. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, when we take a look at Hogwarts Legacy, and we're taught the spell by Sebastian, and let me just say, in Hogwarts Legacy, they've done a really good job of showing how easy it can be to use dark magic so flippantly. Because as soon as you've learned these spells, you're just going to be using them all the time. I mean, I didn't use Imperius as much, but Crucio and Avada Kedavra I was using all the time, like it was nothing. And the way sort of Sebastian teaches you this stuff, and like he befriends you, and he's quite charming, and you sort of see his point of view regarding the dark arts. I think they've done a really good job at tempting you with dark magic and learning it and using it. And I think that the fact that they've got a cooldown on this spell, like it's a really big cooldown, a lot bigger than any of the other spells. And I think that is very accurate because when you kill someone, it tears your soul apart. As we know from Lord Voldemort, when he wanted to make the Horcruxes and he went to Slughorn and asked about Horcruxes, Slughorn actually told him that when you kill someone, it splits the soul. And so that's how he was able to make the Horcruxes. He stored part of his soul in them. With killing someone, tearing your soul apart, and this spell being the killing curse, you can imagine that there should be a really long cooldown in between. I know we are killing the enemies in this game with other various spells as well, but they're not designed to actually kill, where this one is designed to one-shot. And obviously, as a game mechanic, they don't want you just one-shotting everything in sight, do they? Because that would make the player way too OP and the game a bit boring, really, wouldn't it? Let's move on to another thing that Hogwarts Legacy got absolutely correct. So when we learn to cast a spell, we see the wand movement needed for casting it. And if you notice, it is a lightning bolt. And that is so accurate because, as many of you may know, Harry Potter's scar on his forehead is a lightning bolt. And there is good reason it's a lightning bolt, and that is because the Avada Kedavra spell is cast in that way. So when Voldemort hit him and it rebounded off him and struck Voldemort instead, he was still left with that mark on his head, showing exactly which curse had been fired at him. So ordinarily, when you kill someone using Avada Kedavra, you wouldn't leave that lightning bolt shaped scar. There would be no trace, no evidence at all, or no way of knowing how that person had died. It was only that, with Harry being protected by his mother's love, and her giving her life for his, and the spell rebounding off Harry and then hitting Voldemort instead, that's how he ended up with the scar. I think Hogwarts Legacy, Avalanche Studios, Portkey Games have done an amazing job with this game. So this is just an interesting little fact about Avada Kedavra that we came across just the other day. So I don't know if any of you have watched The Chamber of Secrets, but with the scene where Harry gives Dobby the sock, and so Malfoy's really angry because his house elf is now free, and he's about to curse Harry Potter, and he actually goes, Avada Because I read the books first before I watched Chamber of Secrets, I was so shocked. I was like, oh, he was gonna kill Harry Potter then! And then I asked my brother if he'd noticed it, but he hadn't, because obviously it's not until further on in the series that you find out what Avada Kedavra is. Only that I watched the film straight after reading the books that I noticed this. And it turns out, and this is what we only found out the other day, that the actor that plays Lucius Malfoy, Jason Isaacs, he actually said that they told him for that scene he'd need to sort of utter a spell as he was about to cast at Harry Potter. And he didn't know any spells, the actor, so he went and asked one of the crew, do you know any spells? And they just said, oh, there's Avada Kedavra. So he was like, alright, I'll just use that then. So it wasn't actually meant on purpose to be Avada Kedavra in that scene, it's just that that is the only spell that he knew. And I just thought that was just so amazing. So anyway, I just thought I'd add that in at the end of the video, because I thought that was brilliant. And all these years I thought he was trying to kill Harry Potter. And ever since I started reading the Harry Potter books, I've been fascinated with the Avada Kedavra spell and dark magic, and so playing this game and seeing how accurate they got it really excited me so much. And let me know in the comments below if you're the same. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and maybe subscribe if you're not already. We've got loads of Hogwarts Legacy on here and we've got so much more to come. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day and take care.
Get the bell on.